I am Surya Prakash, lecturer in Jagruti Degree and PG College, and I would like to ask doubt as a citizen, not as a lecturer. First of all, my beloved leader Rahul Gandhi ji, namaste, and I appreciate and I shall be thankful to you for giving very good explanation on this matter, and I would like to express my gratitude to you for taking example of Kalavati and such a enraptured heart you are having. Thank you. Now I am asking doubt. Sir. Number one, sir, India is having plenty of resources like uranium and thorium, and we have to utilize this uranium and thorium, and we have to install plants like nuclear plants, etc. First point. Second point, Nadiya ka pani darya se milke sagar ki hor chale. Like that, many of the water, it is unnecessary. We are not underutilizing of natural resources, underutilizing of water from our rivers. We are not utilizing properly. Second point. Third point, America, somehow or other, are on some pretext it interferes in our world countries, particularly in the underdeveloped countries. It interferes in the personal matters, and America, it creates, it encourages the fanaticism in the Pakistan. When in the 1969 banks were nationalized by our beloved Prime Minister Indira Gandhi ji, in 1969 whenever we nationalized our banks, it did not feel happy. In 1956, when in the industrial policy resolution, when we gave priority to our public sector, it did not feel happy. In the Nehruji's dream was to establish the socialistic pattern of society. Under all these circumstances, it did not help us, but it is having demonological attitude. And one of the 1, 2, 3 agreements point is, one of the points is, as soon as so long we follow the instructions of IAEA, then it will supply all the materials. But whenever we take our own decision, immediately we have to return our equipments and fuel and energy, etc. Means under these circumstances, if we depend on this America, it is having imperialistic attitude and demonological attitude. Why should we depend on America?
Let me answer. Let me just point out one thing. Have you been to America? Just quick. No, you haven't. Okay. Let me tell you, I've been to America. And I've been to a lot of other Western countries as well. There is significant concern in the Western world about how India and China are growing. They are worried about it. And the reason they are worried about it is pretty clear. They are worried about it because we are very young and we are quite well trained and we can do work for much lower salaries than they can. That's why they're worried. What I'm trying to say is that in this equation, it might have been okay to say 50, 60 years ago that we should be worried about the United States. In this equation now, it is the other way around. It is not we who are worried about the United States. It is the United States who is worried about us. And it is something that if you go to the United States or you go to England or you go to these other countries, you will see. We have much less to worry about in terms of losing jobs, our industries being affected by them than they have of us. That is the reality, and it is a changed reality. It was not like this 30, 40 years ago, but today it is like that. So, I don't think we should be in the business of making decisions based on fear. Because if you make decisions based on fear, you will not do anything in your life. If you're scared of stepping out of your door, you will not step out of your door. it is better to make a decision out of courage and out of belief. See, I don't believe that anybody, like a lot of people in this room, I don't believe that anybody can push India around anymore. It's become too big and too powerful to be pushed around like that. So what I'm arguing for is that let us recognize that as a country. Instead of saying we are going to get pushed around by somebody, let us recognize that we are big enough now, we are strong enough, and that we have a place in the world. And we should occupy that place in the world. So what does that mean? That means that when you think about a problem, you don't think about how you will get affected by the problem, but you think about how you will affect the problem globally. So you say, okay, what does it mean to the rest of the world if India gets involved in IT? A fear perspective that, we are a bit scared of what will happen from the outside world, so we're going to build internally, but we're not going to connect it with the rest of the world. Or you could do what was actually done then, where you said, we'll build internally and we'll connect this to the outside world because we are not scared of the outside world. And then suddenly you find we are dominating IT in the rest of the world. And this is the exact argument I'm making for nuclear energy. Empower the people who are working on this industry in India and believe in them. And you'll see 10, 15 years from today that they will dominate the industry. Instead of trapping them and keeping the door shut because you're scared. Open the key, throw the key away, and tell them come out and go and take on the world. Because we believe you can do it. It's a different mindset. And it is a mindset that we have to start having now. Because we are making a transition from being a less powerful country to a country that is more powerful and occupies a space in the world. And if we do not have this attitude, the rest of the world will not respect us. The rest of the world will respect us if we turn around and say, this is what we are capable of doing and we are going to do it.